All right, welcome back to MGD 111 Photoshop. We're going to play around with filters some more. Today we're going to look at the noise filters. Specifically, there's a couple in here called despeckle and dust and scratches. And those are designed to remove imperfections in your pictures. And what it basically does, zoom out here a little bit in my preview, you can see that it really creates this very strange blur, almost like a watercolor. So we don't want to overdo that unless we're going for an artistic effect. But if you just keep it down to 1 or 2 pixels, it won't really distort the picture too much, but it will take care of some of those dots and specks. You can see that the dog looks a little less speckly when we apply that. So that may or may not be a good thing. In fact, watch the little dots in his eyes when I just increase this to, say, 3 pixels. It gets rid of those. It thought that that was dust on the picture. So that's kind of a neat way to remove imperfections like that, but again, it does blur the picture. Both the dust and scratches and the despeckle work kind of the same way. There's also one in here called reduce noise, which does the same as both of those, except it allows us to apply these in a much more detailed way. In fact, this is basic, so we have strength, preserve details, how much do we want to distort those details, get rid of the color noise, sharpen details, and then there's an advanced version that has additional where we can actually go by channels and do this. I'm going to let you experiment with that on your own. Again, it's something where if you don't know what you're doing, it's really easy to screw up this picture even worse than it was. One more thing under the noise filter though, and this one doesn't seem like it'd be very useful, but it's called add noise. And you can see when we add some noise to it, it adds this weird speckly thing. Kind of looks like a 1970s TV set. And that doesn't look like something that'd be terribly useful, except for an artistic thing. But this is a good corrective filter in that if I'm trying to combine 2 images, and one of them is a little bit grainy, and the other one is a much more high quality image, it would be ideal if we could improve the quality of that grainy image to match the other one, but we know that there's only so much we can do to make them match. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take the better part of the picture, and using this filter and others, I might add a little bit of noise, just a tiny bit, just to sort of make it blend in with the rest of the picture. It's amazing what this can do for your for making this seamlessly blend in. And I did mention that it looks sort of like a TV screen. I use this in cartooning a lot. If I ever draw somebody watching a television and I want to make it look like there's something on screen, I'll draw something in the screen and I'll apply this filter to it. So I know it's kind of old school and not very high def looking, but it's a fun filter. So play around with those. I'm going to cancel, go back to the original state of this picture, and we'll continue looking at filters.